This is a story about me and Henri. I feel like I'm the best person to tell you about him, because for 5 years Henri was my boyfriend. Although, last summer, after a rather unforgivable indiscretion on Henri's part, we are no longer together. But recently we started seeing each other again. It began when his current girlfriend, the incredibly adorable yet utterly insipid Beth, was out of town. Then when she was working late. Then when she was visiting her sister. Let me tell you a little more about mine and Henri's history as he makes his way to our bar. We first met 6 years ago when I was a minor at UCL and Henri was a student rep. I was pinning a poster to my door. Keep calm and carry on, it read. I'd picked it up at the Freshers' Fair along with a bunch of other equally cliché posters in a desperate attempt to make myself appear interesting and original. That campaign failed miserably, he told me. My eyebrows arched sardonically as I shook my head to hide how nervous he made me feel. I'll buy you a drink and tell you about it, he said. And that was it. We just knew. It was always meant to be with Henri. And that poster became a part of our lives, part of our history, a thing we would say to each other in times of uncertainty. But recently, it's been difficult between us. Had to try harder to get his attention. Here I am, fashionably late and dressed like I haven't noticed it's 0 degrees outside. It's hard, because I know I remind him of a different life, one that doesn't exist anymore. But I've learnt to be patient. I wait, because I know inevitably he relents. He always has. It won't be long now. There we go. Henri can be so predictable, but I know he wants to be with me. Nobody knows Henri like I know Henri. Nobody will ever understand Henri like I do. His love for dive bars and pints on a Saturday night. The way I know he'll ask me to play pool in a second. And how I never refuse. I used to spend hours here with Henri, watching him practice with all the dedication of a seasoned pro. I was always his #1 supporter, his biggest fan, cheering him on from the sidelines. We lost weekends to this place, him and me. I never tired of watching him, the concentration on his face, the way he took it all so seriously, the smell of the chalk on the cue, the way I would never play. But still, I can't forgive him for that unforgivable afternoon. I know he can barely live with the guilt, and when we're together like this, it's so hard to believe it's really over. 5 years wiped out by a fleeting lapse of focus, but it will never really be over for Henri and me. We'll always be a part of each other's lives. And it's so achingly wonderful to spend a whole evening together like this, him and me, lost in each other, like the old times. I'll never have eyes for anyone but Henri. I know he feels the same. And it's why I'm spending the night with him. Look how happy I make him. Does he do this for Beth? Has he done this for any of the other girls since me? I doubt it. He knows they're a poor substitute for the real deal. No one will ever get under Henri's skin like I do. No one will ever feel as perfect in his arms. No one will ever make him feel this way, like there's nobody else in the world but us. How the night can fall silent, and we can be alone, completely alone. I love it when I have his full focus, to feel safe in his arms. So often our nights together can get cut short. An insistent text, a whinging phone call from Beth can mean our evenings are over in seconds. And lately he's been putting her needs first. But being with him, I've been thinking about my needs. How am I supposed to keep calm and carry on when he won't let me? He knows how sorry I am that I can't be with him anymore. He knows I didn't have a choice in leaving after what he did to me. was summer the last time Henri and I saw each other. It was funny, because it wasn't meant to rain the day we went for the picnic. We were so foolish and unaware as we gorged on red wine and brie and plump strawberries. How we laughed and licked our sticky fingers, then drank brown bottled beers like our thirst would never be quenched. How the scorched grass clung to our hot skin. But then it started to rain, and we thought it was so funny as I squealed and we ran, abandoning that picnic to race home. But if it never rained, we never would have needed to be in the car. We never would have needed to be on those wet roads where Henri lost control for a split second, and in that split second we smashed into the side of that lorry and my insides shattered like they were made of glass. Keep calm and carry on. No, Henri. I've decided I'm tired of only seeing you when Beth isn't around. I'm not going anywhere.